We're Doug and Mary, and we've been traveling the northwest part of the continent in our Toyota Sienna camper van. Last time, we crossed the border back into Yukon and found a cabin to spend our 30th wedding anniversary.
Now we're continuing east to rejoin the Alaska Highway over the northern set of back roads. Being substantially higher.
Oh, yeah. We were lucky enough to see a herd of wood buffalo just after we crossed into BC for the last time. Wood buffalo are a distinct subspecies of American bison found in the boreal forests of the far north. They are the largest mammal in the Americas, both taller and heavier than plains bison. This group that we saw were fighting hordes of mosquitoes. Even with their thick woolly fur, they were obviously annoyed. And it would be a crime if you traveled down this section of highway without stopping at Liard River Hot Springs.
The area around Muncho Lake has some amazing geological formations called folded mountains. These were made by rising tectonic plates that folded back on top of themselves. The waters of Muncho Lake are jade green due to naturally occurring copper oxide leaching up from the bedrock beneath. Muncho is a native Kaskil word meaning big water. Keep your eyes on the road here. The lake is over 700 feet deep.
Always on the lookout for a good bakery, we had to stop at the Tetsa River Lodge, where they sell their famous cinnamon buns, among other baked goods. Luckily, we didn't need gas at that point.
Northeastern BC contains tens of thousands of natural gas wells, with gas processing facilities and equipment everywhere. Every side road seems to have dozens of these wells, like these around Fort St. John, shown by a red dot on the map. The area is a stark difference from western and southern BC. Alberta has 25 times as many wells, with 460,000 throughout the province. Environmental problems routinely make the news, including leaks, groundwater contamination, pipeline breaks, and abandoned wells which continue to leak for decades, creating health hazards for nearby residents and landowners. Truck traffic supporting all of this industry was very heavy in some areas.
The city of Dawson Creek sits on the eastern edge of northern British Columbia and marks the official start of the Alaska Highway. Construction started here during World War II, since it was the end of the railroad, which allowed materials to be delivered this far. Thousands of soldiers, engineers, and construction workers completed the road in a mere 8 months. It has been under constant reconstruction and upgrading ever since. Of course, we are following the highway east now, so it marks the end of this road for us. For the next 900 miles through Alberta and Saskatchewan, we will be following the Northern Woods and Water Route. This also marks the beginning of the prairies, and also our embracing of a Canadian tradition found in every town, Tim Hortons. Lesser Slave Lake, Alberta.
We decided to spend a couple of days at Slave Lake Provincial Park to enjoy the lake, take advantage of the nice laundry and showers, and avoid the heat and smoky skies farther south. We haven't seen truly dark skies until we started heading south, and these skies were amazingly clear, but we missed the aurora of the night before.
Although we kept to our plan of driving back roads, the prairie miles went by pretty quickly. We stopped at small towns and parks along the way and found a few nice surprises, like this nice little free campsite in the little town of Smeaton, Saskatchewan. Smeaton City Campground.
So what was the best part about today? I'll tell you what I think. Smeaton City Campground in Saskatchewan. That's a nice little campground.
It is.
Nice little tiny town.
Yeah.
And man, we drove hard to get here.
Yeah.
It was the only thing for 100 miles. Roads weaving in the northern interlake region of the Big Lakes of Winnipegosis, Lake Manitoba, and Lake Winnipeg were disappointingly flat and bleak. There was barely a glimpse of any of the lakes, and the scenery was mostly small, scrubby forest. We did make one connection at a lakeside spot for the night here. It is Thursday morning, August 20-something. This is Lake Winnipegosis. There was not a single light on this lake all night long. We haven't seen a boat, a person, anything. We are literally in the middle of nowhere, and there's no cell service, no nothing. Just huge, huge lake. It's an island out there, or I don't think that's the other side. There's a little peninsula out that way. And the sun is just coming up. And that was our camp spot. We're not the only ones that have ever been here because they put a garbage can in, which is new since we read about this place on iOverlander. There was some notes about people complaining about the trash, but there was also a note on the trash can that somebody had cleaned this up just in the last day or two. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why people would litter when there's a trash can right there. It is a beautiful spot. And this might be on tribal property. There's no signs anywhere though. So we were lucky to get it. There's nothing for a long, long, long ways either direction.
We stopped and watched dozens of pelicans at the Fairford River Bridge at the outlet of Lake Manitoba, and then found an interesting park dedicated to an Arctic explorer, whose name I won't even try to pronounce.
After 5 days without a shower, we decided to take in the comforts of another real campground, walk on the beach, and seek out a local eatery. Lake Winnipeg is massive, the 11th largest lake in the world, but relatively shallow. It is the remnant of glacial Lake Agassiz and receives waters from a huge land area, including parts of North Dakota, Minnesota, and 4 Canadian provinces. Consequently, there are major environmental concerns with invasive species, pollutants, fertilizers, and pesticides all ending up in the lake. Still, there are 60 species of fish found in the lake, and it has many important feeding and nesting sites for a wide variety of migratory birds.
We stuck to our plan of driving the back roads as far as the border. Since we were only a couple hundred miles from family, we detoured down to North Dakota to see Doug's mother and brothers. A nice visit and a good rest in a real bed was a welcome change for a couple of days. Join us next time as we continue our northern adventure. We cross back into Canada and duck away from the busy highways in the perfect friendly little town of Nipigon, Ontario, to spend the long holiday weekend.
Thanks for watching.